Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? So, if you like my videos, do me a huge favour. Hit that little subscribe icon and give this video a little thumbs up. But anyway, what I want to show you today is 3 of the most common mistakes that I see beginners making when it comes to boxing.
Put your hands together for Kieran! Lights out! Let's go!
3 most common mistakes that I see beginners making is firstly, the front foot dominant, meaning their body weight is normally over their front foot, meaning they're leaning forwards too much. Secondly, is they're far too tense, walking around like jacks of Tekken, just like this.
Grab his knee!
And then thirdly, is they're trying to punch too hard in every single punch, so they always end up snatching at punches. Like this. What I mean when I say they are front foot dominant is their body weight is always over their front foot. So they're leaning forwards, meaning their head is closer to their opponent's fists. In boxing, the power comes, especially in the backhand, transition that body weight from your back foot to your front foot, throwing your body weight into the punch. If you're front foot dominant, you're always on your front foot, your right hand, your cross, your backhand, your power hand, obviously it could be southpaw. Your power hand is literally just going to be a poke, because you've got no weight behind it. As I said, it's that transition of body weight that creates the power, pushing off that back foot. And then also, defensively, having your body weight on that back foot more, closer to the back foot, means that you're more defensive, your head's further away from your opponent. Look at the difference between me being here, it's very close to my opponent's fists, and me being here, head's very far away from my opponent's fists. That can obviously be the difference between you get punched in the head an awful lot and not. A good way, if you find yourself always leaning onto the front foot, is get in the habit of just lifting your front foot every now and again. So when you're in the boxing sense, just lifting that front foot up. Around a little bit, and then just lift that front foot. So if you're lifting that front foot, you can't be front foot dominant. You've got to keep lean, you have to bring your body back to lift that foot. Obviously you don't have to lift it like you do in Muay Thai. Lift up, just lift up the foot, just about a couple of inches. And that way it will just help you build that habit. Just keeping that body weight onto that back foot a little bit more. And then, it's being far too tense. That's your arms, your chest, your back, everything. But being tense makes you punch slower. You try and muscle the punches in. As I said in my last video, whip your punches. Think about a cowboy with that whip. It's the same with your hands. The hands are the direction of power. The power doesn't come from tensing the muscles. Plus, if you're tensing your muscles, you have to relax to throw a punch, because you have to untense to then snap that punch out. So what that means is, every time you go to throw a punch, you telegraph. So you show your opponent what you're going to do. Because as soon as you do that, your opponent's going to go, he's going to throw a punch now, and he just move away or throw a punch at you. So again, let's get in the habit of this. Rather than tensing up, every now and again just drop your hands, breathe, and just keep the arms nice and loose. Keep the shoulders moving. So when you're doing your shadow boxing, keep the hands flicked. Don't squeeze your fists in your gloves. So by squeezing those fists, that naturally tenses up all your arms. Just keep the hands obviously in a fist shape. But don't tense them, don't clench those fists. So by clenching up those fists, that tenses up your whole arm. You can see a difference between just there and there. My whole arm just gets contract, all my muscles, sorry, my arm contract. So keep it nice and loose. And this will help you punch speed increase dramatically. Because if you're standing like this, and then trying to punch, muscles are too tense to just let them punches flow. Whereas if your arms are nice and loose, your arms will just whip out and really increase your punch speed. And then finally, it's trying to punch too hard, thinking that every single punch is going to knock your opponent out. And that's just never the case. Unless you're just like a filthy banger, it's just not going to be the case. So what you need to learn to do is box. And it's to know that you might need to throw a few light punches to land the big heavy shots. And the issue with thinking every single punch is going to be a knockout punch, is going to be a massive punch, means you're going to throw too much into it. And means you end up tensing your arms, trying to snatch at the punches, you're trying to just get them in there. It's not the case, just keep it all nice and loose. Tap those punches, and by putting a few punches together, you will actually open up more spaces to land big heavy shots on your opponent. So tapping out a few punches and ripping those big shots in. So if you ever do, when you go to do your bag work, don't just stand there and just go rah, 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 rah on the bag. Throw a few nice light little punches, little double jab cross, slip, then bah, bah, bah. Then 3 big powerful punches. Put your big power shots behind a few light punches that will work into getting you in the right position to throw those and land those punches.
He up top, he up top. He up top, he up top, he up top. He up top.
And again, working behind that jab. So nice light jab. Pull that jab out. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Snap. Move your right hand, jab, slip. Because you need to work behind your jab to work into range of your jab. Your jab is range finder, so tap it out. Don't think every single jab is going to significantly, seriously hurt your opponent. It's not, your jab's not a knockout punch. Your jab is a range finder, because when you know that can touch, but you know that can touch, thinking every punch will knock your opponent out keeps you quite tense, as I said. Don't worry about that tension. The technique is what knocks your opponent out, and it's the speed of those punches. Boom! Because they can't see them, they can't prepare for them. When you're trying to tense and load and really aiming for that knockout, again, you show your opponent what you're doing because you tense and telegraph, like I just said, and that means that he can prepare. That little split second that you kind of go, you pull that face, and he kind of subconsciously he notices that, and he has a split second to kind of prepare and hesitate and prep his body for that shot, which stops you landing it when he's not expecting it, which will knock him out. So again, loosen up, work your way in, throw in a few punches to get yourself in position, nice light punches, and again, those nice light punches will keep your opponent preoccupied, opening up the head there, working to the head, and then throwing the body hooks in. And work behind a few heavy punches to finish off those combinations. It's those punches at the end that the opponent can't prepare for or won't see coming. And they're the punches that do the real damage. So anyway, so there's my 3 tips that I see. And obviously, body weight too far forward. Get to that boxing stance. Keep that body weight a bit closer over the back foot, but in between both feet, a bit more further back. Again, it just keeps your distance away from your opponent. Again, not being too tense, just keeping his arms, keep the whole body just nice and loose. Snapping those punches out. And again, try to knock out someone in every single punch, and you're thinking that every single punch is going to be an absolute knockout punch, which is never the case. How many fights you ever seen that just get one punch absolute knockouts? Don't happen. Again, boxing's all about hitting, not getting hit, and it's when you can learn to box effectively that you can win fights. Think about trying to win a fight on points, and if the knockout comes, the knockout will come. But don't focus on winning that fight purely through a knockout. So again, that's when you also end up throwing your game plan out. Anyway, Hope that helps. And again, if you like this, if this helps, hit that subscribe button. Woo. Give me a like. Anyway, see you in the next video.